because our streets are not safe and we don't prioritize the safety of people who walk and bike.
The cycling community voices its frustrations after another cyclist was killed while riding. Bike Walk KC says Pablo Sanders died Monday afternoon. He was admitted to the hospital on Christmas Eve when a vehicle hit him in Kansas City. 41 Action News reporter Sarah Plake joins us live from the intersection where Sanders was hit. Sarah, what is the cycling community demanding because of all of this?
Well, they've had a conversation going. The city has had a conversation going for quite a few years now. And the city has a plan, and community advocates are wondering what's taking so long. They fear that if the city puts this on hold any longer, more people will get hurt.
The city put together a new bike plan in 2019, and it has sat on the shelf for over a year. In that time, 35 vulnerable road users have been hit, 13 of which have died.
For the cycling community, pedestrian and biking advocates, and so many others, enough is enough.
I have been upset with the lack of progress in the master bike plan in the city, and watching friends die and other people around the city continue to die.
Sean Tolliver has nearly 500 signatures on his petition calling for immediate changes to the city's bike policy as the community mourns the death of well-known cyclist Pablo Sanders Jr. A car hit him as he was crossing Southwest Trafficway at Valentine on his bike late on Christmas Eve.
That intersection is on two different plans that are currently sitting in City Hall right now.
Bike Walk KC has pushed for more crosswalks, bike lanes, and longer cross times. Since the city recently elected Mayor Quinton Lucas and a new council, the master bike plan has not been seriously discussed in any council meeting.
Transportation is connected to everything else. If you feel like your neighborhood is unsafe to walk or bike in, it's likely full of crime as well. If you can't afford to drive your car to work every day, then your housing is not affordable.
Mayor Lucas says pedestrian and bike safety is a priority for his office.
It's a travesty that there's somebody who this New Year's Eve, his family's grieving, his friends are grieving. We have a whole community of cyclists in Kansas City that are scared sometimes to go out here.
But Tolliver says they will continue to get out on the streets and ride.
We remember the fallen, and we realize that every day it could be us, and that's why we're out advocating for safer streets.
Councilman Eric Bunch, who was formerly with Bike Walk KC, says next week he plans to introduce a resolution calling for a Vision Zero action plan. A lot of other cities have one of these, and it aims to reduce the number of pedestrian cyclist fatalities down to zero. In Kansas City, I'm Sarah Plake, 41 Action News.
The types of bicycle paths make a difference to keeping cyclists safe. Researchers with the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety compared protected bike lanes to conventional bike lanes. This is what protected lanes look like: green space, poles, some type of barrier between the cars and the bicyclists. This is the type of bike lanes that advocates in Kansas City want the city to create. Conventional bike lanes look like this: lanes right next to traffic lanes with no barrier in between. But barriers aren't only to keep cyclists safe. Researchers say the number of intersections make a huge difference.
The riskiest section of protected bike lane that we saw was a two-way segment that was next to a two-way street, which can be challenging for drivers to turn across because they have to monitor for oncoming traffic and oncoming cyclists in both directions.
On the flip side, more bicycle deaths are reported in protected bike lanes. They found that drivers hit and kill a cyclist when turning at intersections.